Hi Dollar Divas, welcome back to my channel. So I thought this was a really fun idea from one of my Dollar Divas. Today I'm going to be doing a goth-inspired makeup look, of course using all budget and bargain makeup. So I thought this would be fun. So if you're a returning Dollar Diva, thank you so much for coming on back for another video. And if you're new to my channel, my name is Jessica and I'm basically a bargain makeup channel. What that means is I like to do all the same fun content that other makeup channels do. I just like to keep it at a bargain price point. So the closer to $1, the better. Like I said, today is kind of a goth-inspired makeup look using all budget makeup. So yeah, I love to do all kinds of things like this. And even the drugstore isn't all that affordable for people anymore. The prices have just gotten outrageous. So I love to do a lot of Dollar Tree makeup, Shop Miss A, Temu Sheen. Like I said, anything that I can get as close to $1 as possible. So if this sounds like the right place for you, I do hope you will become part of our Dollar Diva family. And without any further chit chat, let's just go ahead and get into today's video. Okay, so I already applied my brows and I cleaned them up with some concealer and I added an eyeshadow primer, and I will have those products listed down below and anything you do not see on camera. And we're gonna get started on eyeshadow, of course. And I didn't do my, I so bad wanted to do my eyebrows black, but I think it just, since I don't really have, I've got dark brown hair, but I don't really have black hair, I decided not to. So like I said, this is gonna be kind of a goth-inspired look. So of course, when I thought of a goth-inspired look, I immediately thought of the Smoky Tones palette with all those smoky colors. So I'm gonna be pulling from this as well as the LA Colors Lucky palette. I think I'm gonna add a pop of green in there. And I've used this recently too, I believe. I'm gonna also go into, this is from the Halloween collection that LA Colors put out. It's the LA Colors Liquid Eyeshadow. This is in Villain. So we're gonna do kind of a gothy green and black type of a look today is what I'm going for. I'm gonna go into this light gray shade right here. I'm gonna build it up just the same way I would with any other kind of a look. I'm just gonna take a big fluffy brush. I did use an IONI brow pencil in Dahlia Brown, and I'm using a Shop Miss A concealer. We'll use it later to conceal, and I also used LA Colors eye primer that I found at Dollar Tree a couple of years ago. There we go. This will just kind of provide a nice base for our eyeshadow, and it'll give our eyeshadow a little depth, because even though I'm doing like a black smoky eye with a little bit of green, I still want it to have depth, just like we would do if we were doing like a smoky brown eye. So now to deepen it up, I'm going to go into this shade right here and just start doing like I always do. Just start going in and richening this up. I wish I had like more fun earrings for this goth look, but I kind of figured the best thing that I had was to just go simple with silver and of course a black tank top. There we go. These palettes are very, very nice. These Beauty Intuition palettes. And they're pretty readily available at my Dollar Trees. There we go. That's deepening up real nice. I'm going to move on to a different brush. So now I don't really know the difference between these two here. I think this one might have a little bit of shimmer in it, but I'm going to go into that kind of matte black now and really start smoking this out. Of course, I'm going to make a mess because I'm so heavy-handed. I'm going to take my other brush that I had and just blend it. I'm really going to use that brush to blend it. Okay, again, I'm going to blend it. These are very, very pigmented, as you can see. And I'm just going to blend this with that other brush as well. I didn't make nearly the mess on this eye. Okay, so we get a nice smoky look. I might even deepen it up a little bit more. I'm going to use a shorter bristled brush though. Something a little bit more like that. That'll keep me from making as much of a mess. I'm going to tap my brush off. So I'm just going to that same dark shade. I just want to deepen it up even more on the outside. I kind of diffused that color so much that I really want to be a little bit more concentrated. Okay, so now I'm going to move on to some green. And so I think the color I really want to go with is that one right there in the middle. And I don't want to do too awful much of this. I don't really want it to be a green look. I do want it to be a little bit more on the black side. So I'm going to go a little bit sparingly with this. The best I can anyway, you know me. So I'm going to take like a flat brush and just go into that green. I'm going to spray it with setting spray as well. I don't want to go too far in. Like I said, I want to keep that kind of like that. That is what I'm going for. That is such a, almost a grungy green. So you can get all kinds of fun looks with Dollar Tree makeup. Don't let anybody make you think you can't. Look at that, y'all. I'm gonna blend it with that first brush that I used. So we're gonna come back and add finishing touches, but I am gonna move on to liner and lashes and all that good stuff. I'm just gonna put a coat of mascara on and I will be right back. So for lashes, I'll be using the Mercerie, the Bring On the Glam style, and I've got some LA Colors lash glue on them, waiting for it to get tacky. And in the meantime, I'm gonna put on some Mercerie Midnight Black liquid liner. And this is really pretty good. For them to have such terrible mascara, their liquid liner is really pretty good. And as always, I'm just gonna get a wing. I might even do a little bit more dramatic. See, like that dramatic wing there on the end. I might even smoke it out a little bit more. I don't know. I'm just gonna see how I feel about it. That's why I always come back to my eyes after my lashes and face are on, because it kind of gives me a little bit, it gives me an idea on how to finish everything up. So liquid liner is on. So while I'm waiting for that glue to get tacky, I'm gonna go ahead and add my Candy Moyo BB cream. I'm using the shade medium, and concealer. I'm gonna pop on my lashes. I will have my lash tutorial linked down below. If you're new to my channel, it's beginner friendly, and I give you 2 different methods on how to apply your lashes and all kinds of tips and tricks. So I'm gonna put that stuff on, and then we're gonna do some more color, bronzer, highlighter, and blush. So I will be right back. So I got my BB cream, my concealer, and my lashes are on. And now I'm gonna add some powder. So, you know, I think a true goth look in some ways kind of requires like you'd have like black hair and like pale skin. And, you know, I can only go so pale with my face because my chest is, you know, even when I'm pale, I'm not super pale. I'm, you know, I'm Italian. So, and I do spend a lot of time outside. But I thought a good way to kind of balance out the look, I am going to be using a little bit of bronzer too, I think. I am going to use this Mercerie pressed setting powder. It is like my lightest powder, and it might kind of help offset things just a little bit. So I'm going to be using, like I said, this is goth inspired. I'm not like actually goth. So I'm going to use this little kind of sponge and set under my eyes. I feel like this year too, for some reason, I feel like I usually get a lot lighter around this time of year. And this year it's not really happening. And I kind of wonder if it's because I spent more time this fall outside than normal. So I don't know if I just have a little bit more of like my tan sticking with me. So who knows? And take a little powder brush and just go over my face, set my makeup down. Okay, so there we go with that. I'm gonna let bronzer go, and I am just gonna go in with a blush. So this is a great blush for pale skin. I don't have super pale skin, but I also don't want a whole lot of color on my cheeks, if that makes sense. So you can kind of see what that looks like on my skin. It'll just give like a little something, I hope. I'm gonna just take a little bit of this. Like I said, this is a great shade of blush if you have pale skin, really, really, really light skin. I think it's gonna be just enough. Like I said, I don't want to be some like super tan goddess or anything. There we go. Really not a lot of color payoff, but something to kind of even out that setting powder. Like I said, I don't want a whole lot of color on my face. So now, this is not like a readily available product at Dollar Tree, but it is something I have, and I feel like it would be kind of cool to use it today. You've seen it recently, I believe, both color stories. This is the Hard Candy Just Glow highlighting palette. This is in Glowing by Night. I used my other color story here recently. This is the one that I personally found. I bought one for myself and I bought one for a friend of mine. And I thought it'd be really fun to go into that. This is a cream. The top row is powders. These bottom rows, the bottom row is creams. And this is like a highlighter with a little bit of like a, I'm gonna have to go with a very light hand with this. But it's got a little bit of a green tinge to it, which I thought would be a really nice, I don't know, when else would I be able to use something like that, you know? But you could use the Beauty Intuition one, which has like a little slight purple tinge to it, or you could just use one that's very, like, has not a lot of color at all. So I'm gonna put some of this on the back of my hand. Okay, I'm just putting some on the back of my hand using my stippling brush. And I'm just gonna put a little bit there too with my finger. There we go, just ever so slight glow, nothing super crazy. I'm just gonna put it directly on my skin, I think, and just diffuse it out. There we go. I think that looks really kind of nice. Like I said, I tried not to go too overboard. So now I'm gonna go back to the eyes and finish them up. Then of course I've got something really cool planned for the lips. So I'm gonna line my waterline with black liner. I'm just gonna be using the LA Colors Auto Liner. Like, I like to warm mine up on the back of my hand. And I'm gonna even smoke out under my eyes for sure as well. I'm going to try to do even like a thicker line. Really try to get a good line on this. Go a little thicker and then even smudge it out. So I've got kind of a thick line. It's a little bit of a hot mess, but I'm just going to take a really compact brush and just diffuse that line a bit. There we go. Yeah, that's looking nice. There we go. Like I said, I got nice. I don't think I'm going to use any shadow underneath. I think the liner got me the look that I need. I think I'm going to diffuse a little bit more of the dark color. I think we can stand to have a little bit more. So come back into that dark shade right there with that slightly more compact brush that I used. Tap it off. And I think I am going to blend it into that wing a little bit. Now I'm going to use that liquid shadow and put that in the inner corner of my eye. I'm just going to try to use the brush and see what happens. Oh yeah, that is definitely doing what I need. Okay, so now we're going to go to lips. I'll be using a Wet n Wild lipstick that I found at Dollar Tree in one of their Halloween collections, maybe about 4 or 5 years back. Of course, to line my lips, I'm going to be using the LA Colors Auto Liner. So in 2019, we did a Halloween show the month of October when I was in the magic show. And I had that black lipstick, and so I wore it for that show. And of course, I don't just wear like black, I'm going to add some flair to it, you know. But I don't guess I have worn it since. So I'm going to go in. If I showed up to work like this for the stage, I'd be fired. So there is the lips. So now I want to add just a little bit, I don't know, to kind of make it a little bit like vampire-y. I'm going to add the IONI liquid lipstick. I don't know which shade this is in, but it's kind of a berry shade. You could do this, I guess, with red as well. And I might actually, I know it's going to pop a little of this on the middle part of my lip. I'm doing this more towards the center of my lips. That way it gives a little bit of like, almost like a vampire-ish kind of a, I don't know, feel, I guess you could say. So there is the look, just kind of a goth-inspired look using all Dollar Tree or bargain budget makeup. Like I said, you know, some of the fun stuff, sometimes at Halloween you can find like black lipsticks, you can find red lipsticks as well. You can find some really fun liquid shadows and stuff like that. So yeah, like I said, and then using some readily available makeup like the LA Colors 6-pan palette. You know, you can go ahead and get a really fun goth look. This would even be really cool with purple instead of green. So yeah, I hope you found this to be fun. And like I said, it's a little different for me. Like I said, I don't really do goth makeup very much. I do heavy makeup, but not goth makeup. So if you enjoyed this video, show me you did by hitting the like button. Definitely go check out the description box for more content like this. I'll have my entire like Dollar Tree Get Ready With Me kind of makeup look playlist linked down below. That way you can watch me do other makeup videos kind of like this, and I'll have some other content down there as well. So definitely go give some of my other videos a binge watch. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.